Just bend and snap.
Not to be racist, but
it's flirting. Hey Hans, it's the Grapevine. How are you? I hope you're having a good week. Today we are going to be watching season 2, episode 10, Don't Believe the Hype, which was named after a 1988 song by Public Enemy and directed by Anais Granovsky, who played Lucy Fernandez in the Degrassi Junior High and Degrassi High series. I'm gonna be honest, I have been dreading doing this episode. I don't hate this episode as a standalone episode. I don't really hate it at all. I just have some issues with it when I think about it in the context of on the show and off the show. Andrea Lewis, who plays Hazel, she has been very outspoken about her experience on the show and about how Degrassi has problems with race, specifically Black people. For this video, I did a little bit more research than I normally do. I watched a video from Andrea's YouTube channel where she talked to Christina Schmidt, which I will reference in this video. And I also looked up some interviews and articles that Andrea wrote about her time on Degrassi. I will talk about both of those things at the end of this video. I wanted to include some clips from Andrea's video, but it's from her personal channel, and I didn't have the guts to ask her if I could use some clips from her video because I just don't want to live with the fact that I got rejected by Andrea Lewis. So I'm just gonna tell you some things that they said in the video, but I will include the link in the description so you can watch the whole thing. It's very short, it's about 20 minutes. This intro is already very long, but I just wanted to tell you my thoughts and my research for this particular video. So I'm gonna give you like a little short summary of this episode. The main plot involves Hazel hiding the fact that she is a Somali Muslim from her friends. And the subplot is about JT being embarrassed that he knows how to sew, because according to him, it's a very feminine thing. And as a whole, this episode is about stereotypes. So with all of that being said, let's just get into the episode.
But you guys want a real fashion crime?
Oh God.
Do you think there may be bald under there?
Oh God.
Do you think maybe you're just a bit ignorant?
This is the one time I agree with Ashley. That was disgusting. And I really hate that people think that way. It's just so disgusting how people discriminate against someone just based on what they wear and what their religion is.
You're under arrest. Crime, terrorist chic.
Very funny, Hazel.
Oh, that is so gross.
Hayes, when I'm offended, you know you've really gone too far.
Seriously.
Well, just like...
First up, a reminder that tomorrow is Grade 9 International Day. So I expect to be dazzled by each and every one of your displays.
What if you don't have a culture?
Gavin, we've been through this. Everyone has a culture.
Degrassi is so woke.
Bring food.
I suck. Yeah, you might be right about that.
Girl?
I don't even care. This stuff is for girls.
And not even true. Just look at JT.
Okay. Tell that to Alexander McQueen, Marc Jacobs, Ralph Lauren. Some of the best fashion designers are men. Just saying.
Last night, I asked my mom what my culture was. She pointed to the globe, said it was from Earth.
It's good to know. I had my doubts. Okay, I don't know why you are so against International Day.
Because we're people. Why do we need labels?
Not all lives matter, child.
Please, all you have to wear is some cut-off shorts and bring in like roti or jerk chicken.
I eat jerk chicken all the time, but why would I bring it?
Well, it's Jamaican, isn't it? And you're Jamaican?
All right, I don't know if Hazel told her that she was Jamaican at one point and just forgot, or if Paige just assumed she was Jamaican because black. But if Hazel didn't tell her that, then that is such a weird thing to assume.
Don't make me tell the guys you're the next Martha Stewart. You're kidding. You wouldn't. Try me. Fine, I'll do it. But if you tell anyone, I'll saw your finger off.
It really sucks that boys can't do the things that they like or that they're talented in because their peers in society tells them that's too feminine. That's for girls. It's toxic masculinity. It's this belief that you have to do certain things in order to be considered a real man. And if you go outside of this box, this very tight box, then you're less of a man. Then you're feminine. Like being feminine is a bad thing.
Nice plaid fabric there. Or not.
For your usual curried goat?
No, for school. I want to give my class a taste of the real Jamaica.
Go for the goat. You love it.
I do, but I'm not sure they will.
Because they're white.
My mom's from Jamaica, so, you know, they all kind of learned in the same place.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
God, fucking white people.
So, you're Jamaican.
What was your first clue?
Just Aden, not really a common name. Maybe in Somalia. Funny thing is, you sort of look Somalian too.
Really?
Oh girl, Faritza, she knew as soon as she saw Hazel, as soon as she found out her last name, that she was not Jamaican, because fucking obviously. For example, my last name, not gonna tell you where it is, but it's Irish, meaning that somewhere in my ancestry I have Irish people and they came from Ireland, which is ironic because I don't really like Irish accents, but you know.
Can you cut me a 6-centimeter strip of that stuff, please? No. Stop. Just snip and rip.
Just snip and rip. Just bend and snap.
How do I put this nicely? A slob. Oh, thanks. First you blackmail me into sewing, and then you insult me.
It's flirting.
Like mother, like son. You see, it's that kind of comment that makes me want to pretend I'm not good at it. Why are guys so weird about this? I don't know, we just are.
See, he doesn't even understand why he believes this. It's just ingrained in all men and boys from birth.
Whoa.
Oh no!
But none of us did it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Someone had to
none
do
of us
it.
are like that.
Really,
So,
Terry?
You didn't make fun of Freeze's clothing the other day?
Right.
What about
I don't want to be all racist, but I don't exactly want to get blown out of the sky by some terrorists either.
Usually when white people are like,
Not to be racist, but
they say some really racist shit afterwards.
Hazel, can you come here?
What happened to Freeze's display was a large example of racism. But smaller things like words, that's where this stuff starts.
It's weird for me to see Radich actually do his job because most of the time he doesn't.
JT's a seamstress.
Could you make me a matching blouse, Mr. Fashion Designer?
Didn't Toby just say that people shouldn't hide who they really are?
So what is she supposed to do? Hide who she really is?
And now he's making fun of JT for being a good seamstress.
I got cornered by these girls. One of them held me, the other hit me. Call me a terrorist.
Andrea is such a good actress. Oh, I wish she would have been utilized more.
My name is Hazel Aden, and I was born in Mogadishu, Somalia. And yes, I'm a Muslim. I'm sorry I lied. Unlike you guys, I was ashamed of who I am. But not anymore.
I have never teared up from watching that episode before. I'm definitely seeing this episode in a more adult perspective. And especially considering what happened yesterday on Tuesday, Elliot Page came out as transgender. Out of everything that's happened in this shitty year, some good happened. He found out who he really is, and he's comfortable enough to express it to all of us. It's kind of great that this was the next episode. The whole episode has this message of not being ashamed of who you really are, no matter what anyone has to say about it. It's very hard and it's very scary, and I am not crying right now. So, like I said in the beginning of this video, I watched one of Andrea's videos on her YouTube channel, and she was talking to Christina, aka Terry, about the good and bad of being on Degrassi. She was talking about how she didn't really feel like she had a voice while working on the show. She felt like she couldn't really speak up for herself. She was too afraid to. And whenever she did speak up for herself, everything was kind of shut down. She described Hazel as the black girl who didn't really have anything going for herself. When they would all come back for a new season, and they would kind of have a little meeting about everything that's going to happen that season, all the storylines for each character, stuff like that. And she was saying, like, she would bring up the fact that Hazel isn't doing enough. They're not using her enough. They told her that they had all these storylines planned for her. They had so many things they wanted to do for this character, but then it just never happened. And she said when she left the show, I think she said a year after she left the show, so the next season, they did these storylines they talked about with other characters. Her planned storylines for Hazel, and put them with different characters. I don't know what these storylines were, but we have all seen these storylines, and they were meant for Hazel. So they purposely didn't give her any storylines. They had written storylines, but they did not give it to her. And all of this made her feel like her acting was shit. That was her word, not mine. She said she felt like she couldn't act because she felt so insecure, because no one was telling her why all of this was happening. She kept asking. No one gave her a honest answer of why she wasn't getting any storylines. In an article she wrote, she said that sometime after she left Degrassi, she met up with a filmmaker that she worked on the show with, and he was saying how Degrassi didn't have any interest in developing her character or giving her any storylines unless those storylines enhanced the storylines of the white characters. And the same filmmaker said that getting the only main storyline that Hazel has had was like pulling teeth, because they just didn't want to do it, but he kept fighting for this one storyline that she had. And that was this episode. Allegedly, according to Andrea and this filmmaker. This is the only main storyline that they gave Hazel. And it was about internal hate. And they never referenced it again. They never brought up her religion or her being from Somalia ever again. So it was like just a one-off episode that in the long run didn't really matter in the sense of the series. Now this episode is very important, and it does matter to fans because it talked about the self-hatred and the isolation that someone who looks like Hazel feels when they are in a school with mainly white people. I have felt this way. Other black and brown people have felt this way who have gone to a predominantly white school. you kind of lose your sense of identity when you're in the proximity of whiteness. And it's honestly a shame that Hazel had to put down another Muslim person because of this. It's eternal racism. It's Islamophobic. I don't hate this episode. I hate the background of this episode and how it came to be and how Andrea was treated on set. And I'm sure how other Black people and other people of color were treated on set. A show that we all love, but it has its problems. So this video is already entirely too long, so I'm just gonna end it here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you made it to the end. I will be back next week with another episode, the White Wedding episode, which you all voted to be the drinking game episode, so I will be a little bit tipsy. So make sure you watch that next week, and I will